All right, so happy Adam Sandler Day. But it is Thursday. They're all right. This one was funny. Happy Gilmore. It would make me a really happy Gilmore if everyone would pay close attention. All right, so now the warm up says to graph this and then write down the roots. Do y'all remember what another name for roots is? Adam Sandler, yeah. I heard solutions. What else? Zeros. And the main one, x-intercepts. Okay, so if someone asks you, what are the roots of these? If you have an equation, you can graph it in your calculator, and then you can see by doing menu 5-1, you can see what the roots are, the x-intercepts. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, go to a new document, don't save. Number 2 for graph. Is everyone able to graph this part? Like you just type this part in right here? Okay. So here we go, parentheses, x minus 5, not negative sign, but x minus 5. And then parentheses, x plus 7. If I hit enter, you'll see part of that parabola. Now, you can kind of probably see where the roots are. Okay, right here. Don't know why that's a root, because another name for a root is a x-intercept. Okay, x-intercepts are on the x-axis, right? So let's do this to get it exactly right. We're gonna press menu 5-1 to graph trace. Menu 5 for trace, 1 to graph trace. It's gonna jump down to the y-intercept, but I'm gonna go to the left until I get to that x-intercept, the root. Now when I get there, it doesn't say the word root. It says 0. Okay. Well, I know 0 is the same thing as a root. Same thing. So the 0, the root, is -7, 0. So my root is -7, 0. Okay, and then I got to go to the right a lot. So I'm going right, all the way to the other roots. And I get, there it says 0. I know that's the same thing as a root, and it is 5, 0. Everyone's able to do this. Graph, menu 5-1, get the roots. Yes. Is everyone able to? Okay, thank you. So this is 5, 0. Now, today we're going to learn, we're going to go over a new form. So the last 3 days we were doing vertex form. Vertex form is when you have a vertex of a quadratic, it looks different, okay? But today we're going to learn about the root form, which is when you have 2 roots. Now, y'all are smart, so y'all tell me, is there some relationship between this graph and these roots? What do you notice between this graph, this equation, and these 2 roots? Okay, they have similar numbers. What's okay, so the -7 up here is +7, and then 5 and the -5. So what basically changes? The signs, positive, negative sign. Okay, do y'all remember when we talked about insiders? Insiders lie. Y'all heard that before? We talked about this in this class, right? So basically, you have 2 insiders, 2 liars. But you just by looking at that equation, could you figure out the roots? That's basically what we're going to learn on these notes, okay? So you can go real quick because we got to do notes. I'm going to pass this out. We're going to do some quick notes, and then I got an assignment for you, okay? Okay. Well, let's do these notes. Ready? All right, this is a little different. We're gonna have a little PowerPoint here. Okay, everyone got the worksheet, notes sheet? Here we go. The first couple of slides are review, so don't write this down. Just look up here, okay? So y'all know that a parabola is that shape, and that is the parent function, and it's x squared, okay? The parent function is the most basic. It goes through 0, 0. It looks just like that. Okay, that's old news. Y'all know that a vertex is where the direction changes. If it's at the bottom, that's a minimum. If it's at the top, it's a maximum, okay? That's old news. We know about the axis of symmetry, right? Hey, did y'all notice this? X is a number. Y'all remember axis is always x equals? So it's kind of in the name. X is x equals. All right, so anyways, x equals some number that goes through this x-axis. It's a vertical line that it folds over. All right, and then today we're talking about these roots. Roots are x-intercepts. Look right here. We just said it on the warm-up. Roots are x-intercept solutions to zeros, right? All four of those. You don't have to write this down, but take a look at this. On the first column, sometimes it crosses twice, and there's two roots, right? Sometimes it only touches once. We call that a double root. I'm going to show you how that looks like on an assignment today. And then sometimes it doesn't cross at all, and that's called no real roots. Okay, so there are either two real roots, one real root, or no real roots. Now, in math, there are such things as imaginary numbers. And so the third example, the no real roots, would have imaginary answers. And that's a real thing. It's kind of weird. We're not going to talk about that this year, I don't think. Nope, not this year. Maybe. All right, so here's what we're doing today. This is what we've been doing Monday through Wednesday of this week. Vertex form. Remember, H is a lie because it's on the inside. H and K, all that's old news. Now here's what we're doing today. If your roots, like this example, are +2 and +6, insiders lie, so you would put -2 or -2 and -6. So let's get actually to the notes part. Okay. It looks like this. Okay. So everyone, your notes do look like this. Do you see off to the right on the screen here is what you have on the left side of your notes? Let's read that, okay? It says if A is positive, the graph opens up. If A is negative, it opens down, okay? Is everyone looking over here? Hey, on phones away. Put that away. All right, now, if A is greater than 1, it's going to be a vertical stretch. If A is less than 1, it's a vertical compression. Okay, this is all stuff that says on step 1 over here, right? And then step 2, you can identify the roots. Everybody write this next to step 2. Insiders lie. Everyone write this right now next to step 2 on the left side of your paper, I should say. Insiders lie. Why you gotta lie? Hanging out with too many X's, you know what I'm saying? Just lying it up. They said they'd always be there, but they lied. They said they would never cheat on you, but they lied. Okay, now, everybody, the parabola opens which way? So example 1, which way is it going wider? Up or down? Okay, open up, makes a U shape. Now, how do we figure out the scale factor? Okay, so off to the side somewhere, I guess underneath this, okay, go ahead and put A, your scale factor. Scale factor. A is going to be your rise over 1. I know it's kind of weird. Rise, how much does it rise over 1? Well, no. I'm just, write that down. Okay, so do y'all see the vertex at the bottom? And you see another point next to it. The question is, how much does it rise and go over 1? So let's count this. How much does it rise? 2, and then over 1. So my rise is 2 over 1. So that's going to be my scale factor. So on this blank, go ahead and put 2 over 1, which is just the same thing as a regular 2, right? 2 over 1 means 2. So now that you have A, now we got to get these roots. Now y'all tell me right here, what is this root? What's the coordinates, x, y coordinates of this root right here? Okay, 0, 0. The x value is 0, but the coordinates are 0, 0. Okay, write that down for roots. 0, 0. Okay, and then what's the other root? What's this one over here? 0, 4 is like up here. Ah, it's x before y. 4, comma 0. Okay, so you should have both roots written down in ordered pair format. Now, remember, the axis of symmetry is x is what? Okay, axis is this vertical line going through the middle. What x value does it go through? 2. Okay. Notice, I don't care about the vertex coordinates on this one. The only thing I care about is the root coordinates. So once I have A, my scale factor, once I have my roots, I'm going to put it in this format. So right above root form, go ahead and write this down. Y equals A, x minus r, x minus r. You're going to put both root numbers in there, but please remember, insiders lie, right? So let's write this down. Y equals, what's my A? Okay, 2. And by the way, it's positive because it's going up, right? So 2, and then in parentheses, now what is the, again, insiders lie. What's the opposite of this first root? The x value. Okay, so x minus 0. And then what am I going to put on the other one? If my other root is at a positive 4, what am I going to put? Okay, or x minus 4 works out. Now, the one thing that's weird is that you're never going to see x minus 0. What is x minus 0? X. Okay, if you take away nothing from x, you have x, right? So really, this is how you could see it. Okay, y equals 2 times that x. It's just 2x, and then x minus 4. Okay, that's a little bit more simplified because x minus 0 is just x. Put the 2 next to that x, you got 2x. Okay. Could you do something like this on an assignment? Flip it over. Let's try example 2. It's a little bit different. Who's yawning? Oh, by the way, I guess I didn't have to write anything because it's in the PowerPoint. Okay, so which way is this opening? Down. Okay, let's think about that scale factor. Now, please remember, it's rise over 1, not run, over 1. Now, here's what I mean. Do you see these 2 points? The top vertex, how much does it go down before it goes over 1? So, like, it's not 1. Okay, so I heard a few people say it. Whatever. All right. it goes between here and here. Right there. It goes down this much and then over 1. So 0.5 right here at half. Either way, that's down a half over to the right. Okay? So if it's going down, negative, right? So it's really a negative 1/2. Okay? Because it goes down 1/2 over 1. So negative 1/2 is a good scale factor. All right? So we got our a value. That's tricky when it's not a whole number, right? Like that. What about my roots? What's my left root? What do y'all think? What's the root? Say what? What number is this? Negative 1 comma 0 is one of my roots. And then what's the other root? Which one is it? 7 comma 0. Okay, x before y. 7, 0. That's good. What's my axis? What x is? What is my axis of symmetry? What do I put in front of 3? X equals 3, right? X equals. Okay, now my root form. Please remember, a goes first. What's my a value? Negative 1/2. And then what do I got to make sure about those insiders? They lie. So what's the opposite of negative 1? Plus 1. What's the opposite of positive 7? Negative or minus 7. So it should look like this. My a value that I did rise over 1 goes here. Opposite of 1, negative 1. Opposite of positive 7. That's the root form. I'm going to literally give you a minute or two. I'll give you 2 minutes. No, I'll give you 1 minute. Try example 3. And then we'll talk about it together here. Everyone try example 3 on your own while I pass out your assignment, actually. After this, I want you to try example 3. In 1 minute, we're going to go over it. 1 more minute, we're going to go over example 3. Hey, how do you get A? Scale factor. What's the rise over run? How much is the rise? It's like from here up to here. Over 1. So write that here for the scale factor. Sorry, this is on the notes, on the back of the note sheet. That's the assignment, but yeah, flip that over there on the bottom. Yeah, 4 over 1 on that one. And then what about this? Opens up or down?
Maybe 2.
No, sorry. Does it open up or down? Now, everybody, please pay very close attention because this one's unique. What do you notice about the roots? Well, there's 1 root instead of 2 roots. This is what we call a double root. So I'm going to show you how it works. Here we go. I think everyone sees it opens up. You count the rise over run, and it's 4 over 1, which is just 4. Okay. Now the roots. The roots are. What's the coordinates of this root right here? Negative 2, comma 0. Okay. Now here's the weird part. Since there's only 1 root, you have to do it twice. Okay, so think about it. It's like touching that 1 root twice almost. Okay, we call that a double root. You might want to write that down. Double root. If it touches once, it's a double root. Now the axis of symmetry, x is at -2. And here's how we write the root form. Okay, our a value is 4. What do you think we're going to put for our in the parentheses? X plus 2 and another x plus 2. Okay, do y'all see how, because there's only one root, you're going to, insiders lie, but you're going to do it twice, okay? So, we should write that down, okay? For one root, which is a double root, we write it twice, okay? If you have a double root, you count it twice. So like on your assignment today, when you get to number 2, look at this example to help you out, okay? But the assignment is just like these notes, so make sure you're knocking that out. Before this, think about if you did Monday's assignment, the one that was vertex form. That assignment you can work on and turn that into, okay? I'm gonna let you work on those assignments and just make sure you're getting that stuff turned in.